I'm Adam Britt with QB365, and this is episode number 5 of The Breakdown. Back in the office, probably going to be here for the next 2 weeks because it's working a couple camps with National Football Academies. Don't really have time to go back to the high school, film there, come back here, edit, everything like that. So, in the office, no problem. Super excited about this episode. Its title is Evolution of a Quarterback. Now, totally understand that many ways a quarterback has to evolve as he goes from year to year, class to class. But I don't think you're going to get a lot of value out of me talking about how you need to develop as a leader. You need to evolve in the weight room, which you absolutely do. You need to learn to read coverages better. I hope you know that. So I'm here to show you what a 7th grade quarterback can turn into, okay, throwing mechanic-wise, throwing motion-wise, in less than 2 years. This is exactly 22 months. So here you have Gabe Carroll. Currently he's a 9th grader at York High School. And his cousin is this guy, Spencer Carroll, who's the quarterback coach of York High School. Me and Spencer have been working on his mechanics for the last few years now. So this is in 2015 when Gabe was just in 7th grade. I'm just going to play it at full speed so you can see what it looks like. So obviously, just from the naked eye, we're going to see some issues. Let's take a look here. The feet are really close together, but other than that, the pre-pass is pretty good. Just widening the feet out a little bit. Maybe the nose is kicked up a hair too much given a weak position of the wrist, but not too bad for a 7th grader. From here, he creates force. You can see the lower half is creating force first. That's good. Before he separates and starts to move the ball back. But pretty quickly in the motion, you can see he starts to curl the wrist and lift the ball straight up. So now he has zero room between the ball and his head. You also see the front hand working up. They work together. We've talked about that before. So now with zero room, he's either going to have to go around or he's going to have to go over. He chooses the over option. You can see his front leg and how he stands up onto his toe to try to get the nose back up and to give himself some space for the elbow to get up and over the shoulder. See, that doesn't fix the wrist though because the nose is coming out down. And you can tell with this motion, this windmill up and down motion, you're not going to get very much rotation through the throw at all. You can see his shoulders are square here, and they pretty much stay square all through the throw till the hand comes down, and then it'll rotate a little bit at the end, mainly because he's out of control. You can see the back foot's gone in front of the front foot. This is just 3 months later at an NFA camp. Gabe taking a 3-step drop. Pre-pass is still good. You can see he still lifts both hands up. Still the no space between the ball and his head. It's going to have no room. But he keeps his front leg, watch his front leg here. He keeps the front heel on the ground better. Gets the arm through a little bit better too. And you can see the ball comes out on a better trajectory. The nose isn't down, the nose is flatter, just slightly up, which is what we want. And he can turn through it a little bit better as well. So there's a little bit of progress here, but very little in the back half, on the back side where he's curling the wrist and bringing the ball up. Okay, here's Gabe almost a year later, preparing for his freshman year, first year of high school. Some immediate improvements here. Tell the footwork has some issues here. I don't like the angles of the shin angles right here. Kind of getting them stuck a little bit behind them. But just looking at the upper body and the arm, the throwing arm and the back part of the throw is amazingly better. He pulls the ball back now, the nose is staying up, his wrist isn't curling, and he gets himself into a perfect L position. Now the front hand still wants to work up in front of his face a little bit, could cause an issue, but the backside of this throw is incredible of how much improved it is. But now you can see, instead of lifting so much up on his front toe, you can see he's developed a pretty decent lean right here toward the target in front of his elbow. So, and you notice the nose of the ball is coming down as well. So stuff like this happens. Guys go from doing one thing to the other. They correct something and something else pops up. That's why you always need to be on top of your mechanics so that you can fix things quickly when they arise. So here we are just 2 months ago. Drop is better. We still have that really good separation. The ball's going back very nicely. Front hand, if anything, may be a little bit better. L's still really good. Maybe doesn't look quite as perfect as the last one. And the lean is still there, but it's not quite as pronounced as the last video. What he does do here, because of the lean, is step forward and step ahead of it. We don't like that. We want that foot to finish right here on the front foot and then let the shoulders rotate through without over-rotating and stepping in front. This one is less than a month ago. Only just a few weeks. Great separation. Pretty good L. Maybe a hair low, but we can play from there. Gets the elbow through well. Doesn't lean nearly as much. He's fixed 90% of that. Front leg straightens just slightly. I want to get rid of that a little bit as we continue. The extension's good. And much better finish here. Not falling all over, not stepping through. Much smoother. And here's Gabe just a few days ago. In full speed. Now let's look at it as we slow it down and break it down. Footwork's solid. Continue to work on that. Separation's very good. Notice the front hand, much lower. L solid. Arm comes through. Only the slightest amount of tilt ahead of the football. And then a very controlled rotating through the motion finish. Finally, here's a side-by-side of Gabe in 7th grade and Gabe in 9th grade, present day. You can see that the separation and the takeaway back to the L are just completely on the other side of each side of the spectrum. If anything, Gabe's a hair wide right here. But we would much rather have that than the tight L position that he had in 7th grade. Now he can get a flatter attack angle. You can see just how steep Gabe has to get right here back in 7th grade. He can drive the ball much more effectively, get more rotation of his shoulders through. You can see here the right shoulders came through much better than on the left in 7th grade. Just the slightest lean toward the target right now that he can still continue to work on. And their finishes are very similar. Only big difference being the feet, the back foot. Pretty significant to keep that foot back at minimum of where Gabe has it now than where Gabe had it in 7th grade. So it's pretty obvious to see that the range of that 7th to 10th grade years are just so vital in your development as a thrower. If you're a upperclassman in high school or college or NFL player, of course you can make strides to improve your motion, but you just have so much just deeply ingrained. It gets tougher. Now, is every 7th grade quarterback watching this going to be able to make that kind of transformation in just a couple years? Probably not. But because Gabe had a consistent connection, constant guidance from not only me, but his cousin / quarterback coach / high school quarterback coach, then he was able to make those breakthroughs, make those strides when bad habits formed, they were fixed very, very quickly. They didn't get ingrained for over 6 months to a year. So if you find that kind of guidance that can help you along the way, you can absolutely get yourself to maybe not the perfect quarterback, but the best quarterback you can be in just a few short years. Thanks, guys, for watching. Please, please, please subscribe. I'm shooting for that 100 subscriber level. Cool things happen when I get there. And like, share, all this good stuff. If you have any questions about any of this, any common quarterback questions, please put them in the comments, email me, anything just to get my attention. I'll be happy to respond to you as fast as I can. Thanks, guys. So because Gabe had that consistent connection, Harper, go night-night. Quit playing. Sorry.